Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh guys. Today I wanted to do something new. So me and my friends, right, we always talk about the Bible and the Quran because I'm Muslim, a lot of them are Christian, atheists, all sorts of lives, right? So one thing we always do is we reference the Bible all the time because we compare and contrast the faiths, right? So I really want to understand the Bible more contextually because anytime I'll say something, obviously they'll be like, oh yeah, but the context is like this and stuff like that. So I thought the best way to learn, right, is to actually read the Bible and not just watch videos and stuff like that. So I'm going to read the Bible, guys, and I've already started reading a lot of it, and I'm almost done with Genesis actually. But what I decided to do is, I'm taking my notes, and there's bits and pieces here and there where I'm like shaking my head a little bit, right? The gears are turning pretty much, and I'm like, this doesn't really sit right with me. So I figured I'd just bring up my concerns to you guys, right? And if you guys have any justifications or any better understanding to those verses, you guys could explain it to me and increase me in my knowledge. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys, comment below. Let me know if I'm saying something wrong or if I'm not saying it properly within the right context, or if you could justify some of the concerns that I've come up with. So I'm going to do one concern per video, and I'll pretty much talk about it, right, and see what you guys think of. So my first contention, right, is pretty much when I got to Genesis chapter 2 in the New International Version of the Bible. It says, "Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array, but the seventh day God has finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day he rested from all his work. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done." So, from a Muslim perspective, right, guys, we don't believe God needs to rest. We believe God is all powerful, all knowing, all wise, all just, right? We believe he pretty much is independent of all dependent things, right? More or less. Like, he's not dependent, he's independent. He's the self sustaining. He doesn't require sleep, rest, tiredness, any of that, right? We actually believe these qualities, anything that possesses qualities such as this, these are imperfect qualities. So, what that does is that disqualifies from an entity or a being from being known as God, right? Or Allah, as we say in the Arabic language. So, from this perspective, when I read this, guys, and I've looked at the context, trust me, when it comes to this verse at the very least, right? Because I read all of chapter 1 of Genesis, and even in chapter 2, it starts going right into Adam and Eve and their story. And in chapter 1, it's just talking about pretty much how God created the earth, the universe, etc., right? Within 7 days. And this is like the ending of that contextualization, if you want to call it that. But pretty much, I don't understand, why does God need to rest? That's the question. Like, if we really think about it, right? If God is all powerful, all knowing, all wise, right? A perfect being, then why does God require rest? And that's something we really need to think about. Like, I as a human get tired. I need rest, sleep, etc., right? I'm not perfect though, right? And it's something that I'm going to worship, right? If that being requires rest, then that tells me they have a weakness, right? That's how I interpret it at the very least. And if this thing has a weakness, then why is it worthy of my worship, right? Because let's think about it this way, right? If God is resting, right? Let's say God is asleep or dozed off or something if you're resting. Who is in charge of the universe and the stability of the world, the earth, all that stuff? Like, whose will is active? You know what I'm saying? So it's something that I'm really curious about, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. You could send me links to other videos if you want me to react to those that will better explain something like this. But please, share your thoughts. Allow me to learn through you guys. It'll be great, right? I also want to contrast this with the Quran and what it says, right? So let me just go to the website for you guys real quick, and I will show you a verse that talks about something similar to this, but like it resembles it in a much beautiful way that I think that logically fits better to the description of God, right? So let me go to that right now, guys. Just give me a second. Okay, so we're here. So guys, we are in chapter 2 of the Quran, right? Verse 255. So chapter 2 is Surah Al-Baqarah, right? So it pretty much says, and I'll read the Arabic first and then I'll read it in English, right? So it pretty much says, الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. Hopefully I did justice to that, guys. Um, Hopefully I didn't mispronounce anything, but if I did, you guys can correct me on that. This is known as Ayat al-Kursi, which is like one of the most powerful verses in the entirety of the Quran, if not the best verse, right? So it says, Allah, there is no deity except Him, the ever living. So if I click on the footnote, when it says the ever living, it's saying whose life is perfect, complete, and eternal, without beginning or end, and through whom all created life originated and continues. Right? So if we continue up here, the self-sustaining, depended on none for his existence, while being the sustainer and administrator of all created existence. Neither drowsiness overtakes him, nor sleep. To him belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth. Who is it that can intercede with him by his permission, except by his permission? He knows what is presently before them and what will be after them. Right? So Allah's knowledge encompasses every aspect of his creation in the past, present, and future, guys. Right? And they encompass not a thing of his knowledge except for what he wills. His kursi, right? And kursi can mean chair or footstool. It says it is not to be confused with al-arsh. Al-arsh is the throne of Allah, right? Which is infinitely higher and greater than al-kursi, right? So his kursi extends over the heavens and the earth, and their preservation tires him not. And this is the key word, because this is the contrast from the Bible to the Quran, right? Over here it clearly says it tires him not, right? As opposed to God needed to rest after the seventh day in the Bible. And he is the most high, the most great. So above all of his creation, when they say he's the most high, and superior to them in essence, rank, and position, the most great, whose greatness is unlimited beyond description or imagination. So anything we can compare to God or Allah, right? It's not God. So it's not comparable, right? I believe the Arabic phrase is "Laysa kamithlihi shay," that there is none comparable to him, right? Something like that. But it's a beautiful message, guys. And like I said, please, you guys have the comparison now from our belief and from the Christian belief or the Catholic belief. So please get back to me about what you guys think. And the biggest question is, does God need to rest? Because if he does, then is he worthy of our worship? And that's something to really think and reflect about. And with that, guys, I wish you guys peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And until next time, I'll see you guys at the next video.